Hello and welcome to the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. Today's Monday, May 15th, 2023. So we finally got the news that at least some of us knew was coming. It was just kind of a matter of when, right? So the company announced today, this morning at about 10:30, the press release came out indicating that the board of directors on Friday, May 12th, had made the decision to move forward with a reverse stock split, a 1-for-10 reverse stock split, which will take effect as of 5 p.m. today, and we'll see this reflected in the stock price tomorrow on Tuesday when it opens for trading. So this is something that I know many of us, as I alluded to a moment ago, have known was coming. I have a funny feeling, though, that for some market participants, this may have just kind of come out of the blue. And I think that might help explain why we had quite a bit of heavy trading today, as well as a bit of a downtick in the stock price. Understandably, hey, if somebody's caught off guard, they're like, wait a minute, the stock's doing a reverse stock split. Hey, maybe I'm just like a trader. Maybe I want to get out, let the dust settle a bit after the reverse stock split, then get back in. Hey, that's totally understandable. I think for those of us, though, who have a somewhat longer time frame, this is really, really welcome news because it sets the stage for our to potentially achieve a minimum bid price of at least $1 a share or more for 10 consecutive business days. Now, something that happens occasionally when it comes to tax season, at least in the United States, is that if I'm not mistaken, if for whatever reason, the day upon which taxes are typically due, which I think is like April 15th, if that were to fall on a holiday, a weekend, something like that, then the official due date gets pushed forward. Out of an extreme abundance of caution, I chose to assume all along here that, hey, because Monday, May 29th is a U.S. federal holiday, that then, that previous Friday would be our last day to really make things happen in terms of staying at or above $1 a share, for that consecutive 10-day period of time. But in the press release today, it basically says, hey, we have to maintain at least $1 per share for a minimum of 10 consecutive business days by May 30th, 2023. So I think that's very helpful because it basically takes into consideration that holiday on Monday, and it must be that within the sort of like the phraseology of NASDAQ rules or the way those rules are interpreted, because there's a holiday on Monday, basically instead of, hey, you have to have this done by the previous Friday, it sounds like basically you get a grace day, that one day essentially, and then by that next day, that Tuesday, is essentially when, hey, we need to make sure that we're closing for the 10th consecutive day on that Tuesday, May 30th, at or above $1 a share. I know that could sound a little bit convoluted, but basically the countdown begins tomorrow. Now, the stock price itself, it appears to have closed around 69 cents a share on about 5.5 million shares traded. What's interesting to note then, so if we're talking about a 1-for-10 reverse stock split, it means that the stock essentially would open at around, say, roughly $6.90, give or take a little bit, tomorrow. So we, obviously that's a pretty big margin from $1 a share. Now, again, there's no guarantee that we're able to do this. I mean, I'm confident that the odds are stacked in our favor that, hey, beginning tomorrow with a stock price opening roughly now around $6.90 based on today's closing price and based on a 1-for-10 reverse stock split, that, hey, that's going to be plenty of cushion to let us glide through this 10 business day period of time and hopefully stay above that minimum bid price. What does this mean in terms of like the number of shares outstanding after the reverse stock split? I'm going to be doing some additional math tonight just to kind of really lock down some of those numbers. I want to make sure that the dashboard located at designer.com, I want to make sure that that's updated to reflect the reverse stock split so that we don't have data that's askew with respect to our market cap. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of homework just to double check some of the numbers. But I'll tell you, in the grand scheme of things, I think this is a really, really good thing because finally, hopefully, we get through this 10 consecutive business days and we can kind of put the whole stock price drama behind us, right? Because this has been something I've been talking about since late last year, in fact. So it's kind of nice that we can sort of put this behind us and really then just turn our attention back to our operations, right? If we take care of operations, operations will take care of us. I recognize, as I've alluded to a little bit already during this discussion, that yeah, I mean, obviously some people decided to bounce out of the stock today. We were down about 12%, give or take a little bit. The dust is still settling now at the end of the trading day, but my expectation will be that hey, once the dust settles, we can finally, hopefully, right, get through this 10 consecutive business day period of time with a stock price that's up above $1 a share. By the way, it's not just like, hey, we did it today. The stock opens above $1 tomorrow. That's it. We're in the clear. No, we have to stay above $1 a share. Again, minimum bid price or $1 or more for 10 consecutive business days. So, you know, the drama's not completely over just yet, but my expectation is that we can kind of put this behind us. So, okay, this is a really big deal. The press release, I'm going to link to it in the description of this video. Take the time to read it over. Okay, I think it's important to be educated about what's going on, and we'll get together here again tomorrow. And yeah, there's going to be a change in the stock price, obviously, and we're going to go from there. Take it a day at a time. Okay, let's stay positive. This is a very positive development, right? We don't want to be delisted, so I think this is a very positive development to help give us a shot at staying right listed on NASDAQ, which would be awesome. And let's be great. Okay, have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.